Sales is an ongoing process. Like a professional athlete, they practice all the time. You know, if you're a football player, basketball player, they practice all the time. It's not something where you do it a week and then you get to go away from it. You constantly have to be working on your skills. So, real quick, I'm going to turn it over to you for about a minute. Just talk to somebody next to you, across from you. Share what you've got on your handout. And think about what would be something that would be of interest to you from a persuasion standpoint. Because you're going to have to choose which of these handouts we cover today. We don't have time to cover them all. We're only going to be able to cover maybe one or two of them. So you're going to have to prioritize what's the most important as you start talking to each other.
Can I ask a question here? Mine are all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay, all right.
You have a handout, and that's a handout. And if you think that handout is interesting, the material on it is interesting, you're going to have to kind of persuade the group that we should follow that handout. And if you want, you can change your handout with somebody else.
Talk to neighbors. That's
You find it confusing?
Just get really
Maybe they left you over here.
Dave,
Yeah.
you want to join? Dave.
I like the body language.
And Alicia, yeah, get you from here.
We'll go for that.
I don't know. Are we supposed to just do the person, one person, or everyone?
You can talk to somebody next to you. You
Yeah,
know.
you can go with somebody, but you're gonna have to come up with one or two as a group.
How do you know when you?
Oh, what are we whittling it down to? How many?
Well, that's what we're going to kind of talk about. You're going to kind of use the skills to kind of convince the group, so that if you want your handout covered, you have to convince them.
Yeah, well, we can ixnay mine. It's the value of metaphors.
Oh. Negotiating skills.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I like Brian's too,
I have
so far.
body language.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I like
Good
that
one.
one. I like that one.
Of influencing skills.
All right, so let's go around the room. We'll start over here.
Brian was already working.
Oh wait, Brian's first.
Brian was working.
He's working it. He's working it out.
I like mine because body language is important.
So Brian, just real quick, give me 15 seconds on you, and then maybe what's most important going on where persuasion might be involved.
Well, I'm in manufacturing, and
Okay.
specifically I'm working in sales right now. Most important for persuasion? Oh boy. I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can think about it. It's
I mean,
not.
it's important to persuade people.
It's
one
going to
way
be
or another,
interactive
but-
the whole session. So, Alex.
Okay, so I'm Alex, and I work at More Benefits for employee benefits. So normally when I'm persuading people, I'm trying to get them to become my client, or to, do a certain thing for their company. But the most important thing, I guess, for me, would just be showing the facts and appealing to what's most important to them in order to get your recommendation
Okay.
through.
Okay. Good. Nina.
I work for a company that's fastener distribution and on operations, but kind of leading into working with the sales department. I've kind of taken over that path, so I guess I'm gonna need to help persuade the people to generate more revenue.
Okay. So you want to take and you want to put persuasion in the sales bucket.
Yeah.
So let's keep it in the operations bucket. When does persuasion come up with you?
It would be, just in day-to-day stuff, just getting the word shipped out.
Okay. Getting the orders out. Good. Okay.
Terry,
Terry.
I work for a manufacturing consulting firm,
Okay.
and were you supposed to pitch ours or anybody else's?
You can do whatever you want. I mean, tell me a little bit, where would persuasion apply to you, just in general?
Oh, persuasion? Well, it can work internally, just getting initiatives pushed through. And I guess with customers, being able to make your point when they're all over the map.
Okay.
Not just persuading them.
Okay. So get your way.
Yeah, I had one customer go to a website, pull down all these videos, and they said, well, this is everything we get in your product. I go, no. These are things that people have developed and want to sell, and they spent a lot of money developing it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay,
Alicia?
persuasion, that would have to be sales for me,
Okay.
because that's what I do mostly. With the 3 companies, I have to try to persuade people, because there's so many skincare companies and so much competition, why my product is better than everybody else's, and why
Okay.
they should go with our company.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Did you say stinker?
Skincare.
Skincare. That could be a stinker. It all works.
Okay.
That's unique.
Quite impressive.
What we teach is we want you to have fun with this stuff, and we want it to be a game. And there are so many things to do. When we work with a company long term, we might have a manual of skills that's 300 or 400 pages long. So we've got, it's a never-ending process. And when we work with a company very short term, we give them just the very, very top layer, just kind of, you know, a few things at the top that they can use right away. It's a progression, and that's what's important. What we want to do for your companies to be successful moving forward, besides being part of groups where you can interface with other CEOs and other executives and bounce your ideas off and have them call you on your stuff and all those things, you want to build an organization that's constantly learning. So we came through our age group came through a very interesting time. We came when the internet came out and companies were trying to control things. No, our employees aren't going to have the internet. We're not going to give them internet access. No, you can't do a post. And you can have a website and control that. Now, with social media, you can't control it. And you don't want to control it. What you want to do is engage your employees so they become your emissaries and your salespeople to their network. Those are the companies that are going to survive. You want your employees so excited about your company that they're bragging about you on their social network without even thinking about it. It's not they're consciously out there selling and consciously out there posting. They're just telling people I work at a great place, I've got a great boss, you know, I love the people I work with. So persuasion is becoming even more important. And from a sales standpoint, people thought, oh, we don't need salespeople. The internet has taken over. You know, we can reach everybody. The trouble is there's so much noise out there, so much volume, and there's so many people shouting.
Oh, Stacy has one?
Stacy's got one.
She also had a folder that we didn't see. So
Oh.
it was like the mystery box.
It's okay.
This is like the Price is Right.
Oh my gosh. Learn how to make $1 million without even trying. It's really long. Yeah. Direct, honest, and complete. Possible response to the general recommendation. Direct, honest.
What drives our persuasion in our mind is we have an emotional component to it, that we feel we need something. Isn't that the craziest thing in the world, though? Why should emotions and what you think you need or how important you think it is affect your communication? When I asked you how you felt, it was kind of like, oh, you know, I'm not really tied to this yet, because there was no price to pay if you lost. You had nothing on the table. You had nothing invested in it. So a second general rule about persuasion is you have to find some reason and create a reason in your own mind why this is important and why you want to win. And for some people, they just want to do it because they like winning. And that's the game to them. And you'll run across these people and you'll see them in your meetings and in your companies, and they're constantly, they don't care what's going on, they just want to win and they want to direct the group. Those are people that are very, very good at persuasion. And in sales meetings, you'll see a lot of jockeying going on, people trying to get the upper hand on things. Okay?
I suspected, types of questions. That's a lot of stuff on the page. Let's skip it for now.
Jeffrey, you'll have to come back.
That's the idea. So first of all, one of the things that we look for is we look for structure. And what I've done is I've taken the structure apart. So I'm playing a different role. I'm not coming here, usually a speaker comes in, they come in with a handout. And people will have a tendency to go with anyone that has a plan. That's the first basic rule of persuasion. If you have a plan, people in general will follow it. So in this model, if I said to you, a salesperson, come to me before you go out to see ABC Company and fill in these blanks. And if they come to me with a blank picture, then I know I've got a real problem. What if they come to me, what kind of targets might salespeople come back with?
Oh, they have to eat.
Well, they have to eat. That's a target for them. What kind of targets might a salesperson come back with, though?
Number,
Think of your company. They'll come back with a number, like what?
the sales volume number, they're trying to come back with
Okay.
a dollar amount or product quantity.
Okay, so a dollar amount. So in your business, a salesman goes out to see ABC Company. What might be a typical dollar amount?
$50,000.
$50,000 sale. Is this a specific measurable target? Yes. So when the salesperson comes back and I say, how did the meeting go? And they say, good sales goal. A lot of good discussion. What do I know? They missed their target. This was their target. And one of the things we want to do is tell them when they put down their targets, your job is to get that target, come hell or high water. Because if they come back with an order that's 30,000, did they hit their target? No, they missed it. So then we get to have a big discussion of why either their target was wrong, which means they didn't know their client, or two, they couldn't convince their client they should order 50,000. All right.
And then maybe resigning yourself? No.
Either way, I'm interested in the body language also specifically because you're obviously very active when you're talking, and
Right.
I don't know if that's because
That's me. It's
you're
a
doing it
purpose.
on purpose or it's hardwired into you.
I got
to
hit
do
in the
that.
head. when I was a kid. It's just who I am. It's my personality.
Yeah.
It's my personality. And yes, it does communicate something because I'm doing this, and I'm very animated this way.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen, I've been in meetings, well, like one-on-one, and when the person's kind of like this, and you're talking to them, I go, they're not engaged,
And that's a
Yeah.
correct read.
and I'm not hiring you,
Right.
sorry.
Right.
You're selling it for Brian and
But-
nobody.
Well, or if somebody's like this, I mean,
It's all.
I want to get past the
You
rejection.
We could probably do
Go
both.
either one.
We probably could do both.
Yeah.
Do both.
Okay.
Okay, so which one do we do first?
We get started, right?
Which one do we do
Let's talk
first?
about objectives.
This is the most important thing. We do all this homework. Think of it like, and I'm sorry for the sports analogies, except they're great, okay? When they run a play for a football, they practice the play. What happens on the field for real? What do they do? Well, God, you're dark today. They fumbled, they died, the stadium blows up. Lightning strikes. No, they practice a play. They what?
They repeat it.
Well, they try and repeat it, except the enemy tries to do something different. So what do the players do?
Adapt.
They adapt. And that's what your people do. You practice, and you adapt.
Yeah, we got tape.
I mean, there's something that, I had a huge aha moment here. I act like you a lot. In that skit you just did, I'm a lot like you. But what those questions did was it made me, the guy listening to the questions, much better at what I needed. If this guy calls me, he's going to sell. Because he just made me better by the questions. I haven't thought of half those questions, and now I'm thinking about them. I guess so. And all of a sudden, I'm better at what I need because of his questions. So that guy's gonna get in. It's the problem is those sales guys that call don't do that.
And
They're
like I
so
said,
crappy
you-
that I shut them down, bang, they're gone.
Yeah, everyone's been in that same cycle with a salesperson. They try the same thing, they ask a lot of questions, and they
Right.
try to get you wrapped up where you can't walk away. And how do you come off
The reason,
where they don't want to walk away? And they wanna
because
stay?
I have a model behind me. I